This leads me to the Golden State Warriors Miami Heat game last night. Because we saw belt to ass 112-86. The Miami Heat beat the brakes off of the Golden State Warriors, who have been on fire. And there were two things in this game that were key for me, right? Obviously, this was Jimmy Butler's return. And he talked a lot of shit. He talking about if Pat Riley better not have anything to say to me, yada, yada, yada. And as we've seen on the Golden State Warriors, Jimmy's been pretty docile. He's been pretty reserved. He's more in a passing role. And last night was the same thing. I think that really hurt the Golden State Warriors last night. Because I think, and I got to give Erik Spoelstra some credit, because I think the game plan was really great. Let's try to play Jimmy Butler in one-on-one scenarios with one player as much as possible. We've seen in a lot of games where when Jimmy is on the left block and the mid-post posting up, you have guys creeping over from the nail. You have guys creeping over from the other baseline that opens up all of these cutting lanes for all of these players, right? You get a cutter, you get a slot cut that can now kick it out, so on and so forth. It creates a lot of action, like what we just spoke about in one-on-one scenarios. If you can force the help without setting a play, it makes the game easy. And I think the Miami Heat, Erik Spoelstra, understanding who Jimmy Butler is at this current time, was banking on him being a passive player last night, and it hurt them. There was a number of scenarios where Tyler Hero was guarding Jimmy Butler, and he should have been posting his ass up, but he wasn't. And I think it really went to the Miami Heat's benefit to try as much as possible to stay in single coverage to prevent those other guys from getting hot. Because they really could have used 30-something out of Jimmy Butler last night. They really, really genuinely could have used 30-something out of Jimmy Butler. Granted, he was starting to look for his shot in the third quarter. I think it was one quarter too late. I can understand the thinking bit behind, all right, I'm going to try to feel the game out in the first quarter, see how they're defending me, see how they're defending my teammates. And I thought he would have made an adjustment by the second quarter to be more aggressive, to look for his shot a little bit more and try to get to the rim. And the second that wasn't happening, the other guys weren't able to get off as much. And I'm going to look here right now. They had 18 points in the second quarter. Wow, look at this. Big surprise. Jimmy Butler decides to take a little bit more shots in the third quarter and is a little bit more aggressive. They get 30 points in the quarter. And like I said, it's not a matter of him shooting the ball every single time. But if you are a player, and I know when you get into a certain spot that you are going to pass the ball, it makes it easier to guard you. And that's what we saw last night. The other aspect in this Miami Heat game plan last night was early on they were trying to make Draymond Green a shooter and a decision maker very early. And I think that helped them out. Even though Dre has had a really good year shooting the basketball from three, it's the same in Jimmy Butler where when Draymond is attacking towards the basket, 9 out of 10 times he's going to pass the ball out. And I think that Erik Spoelstra and the Miami Heat anticipated that, and that was a huge part of their game plan, and it was very successful. Last, we want to talk about Bam Adebayo having 27 points on 9 of 18 shooting, 2 of 3 from 3, 7 of 9 from the line, 8 rebounds. That part is really awesome. The part that really stuck out to me was Draymond Green wasn't allowed to be the quarterback of the defense last night. In a lot of actions, Draymond Green was on the strong side of the court, not the weak side. Bam would bring the ball up. They would have Draymond a pass over. So that person who is there to dictate where everyone is going to go, hey, I need you to go over here. I need you at the nail. I need you at the dunker. I need the person who is setting up his players on defense to stop plays, right, just by putting someone in the right spot, wasn't able to do that. He wasn't damn near all of their actions in the first half, it felt like. Whether it was Bam going in there, if he was on Khalil Ware, they were forcing Draymond to have to get into an athleticism battle with him. It was a great game plan to try to take Draymond Green out of where he was successful. And in terms of one-on-one, by the way, since we were talking about one-on-one, Michael Beasley said the only person to ever beat him was Bam Adebayo. And as great of a defender that I think Draymond Green is, even in one-on-one scenarios, if you're going at him full court, there's not much he or anyone is going to be able to do to stop him. And so, that was, I think, just great game planning out of the Miami Heat of doing a couple of those things to target both Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo. And if the Golden State Warriors are looking to be legitimate championship contenders, we can't. I've said this before. Jimmy can't be going out there 28 minutes with 11 points. He just can't. I get that Brandon Podziemski is a very solid player in this league, but Jimmy's going to have to come in with like 25 to 30 a game. And the same as Steph. I said the same thing about the Cleveland Cavaliers, right? Your two best guys are going to have to give you at least 50 a game. Because Jimmy Butler being aggressive is going to open up his teammates. It's going to open up opportunities for Steph. It's going to open up shots for Moses Moody, for Buddy Hield, for Post, Kuminga, so on and so forth.